What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I'm gonna come to you guys with some more boxing. I was just actually um, looking at some Klitschko fights, and I remember the link that went viral, about his boxing, and he was back in the ring. He spars weekly. He spars every week in the gym, so he's always into some type of physical shape. Okay. Not claiming that he's in boxing physical shape, but we don't know. He's in good shape. And he made a comment of saying, hey, I won't stop it. I can't stop. You know what I mean? And you didn't hear anything else from him. What I want to talk to you guys about is the possibility of Klitschko coming back. And I think he's just waiting his turn. I think, last year's clash. Now, mind you, that's almost been 2 years ago. Okay. So, but he did have a long layoff, and the long layoff after the Tyson Fury fight, he went in there with Joshua and had that epic fight. Okay. Well, let's look at it this way. If he had an epic fight with him after that long layoff, what type of shape you think he would be in if he, after taking another long layoff after that, knockout, after that huge epic fight, right? So if he can do or put on a great performance like he did last March because of a long layoff, what do you think he can do after taking this long layoff and then coming back into the ring, coming back into the sport of boxing? Because when he comes back, he's gonna, I don't know. I believe Joshua would fight him again. I believe, and especially if there's no Wilder, Joshua would fight Klitschko again. You know what I mean? And, and I think that Klitschko would always make a good account of himself. The guy has more knockouts than people have fights, 65 KOs, and I'm looking at he's almost 66, because he almost had Joshua out of there, and I think his game plan was wrong, honestly, in that fight. Because I think he, instead of dragging Joshua into the deep rounds and deep waters, right, in those late rounds, I feel that he should have tried to take out Joshua and in the 6th round, because Joshua was purely gassed. He could have nailed him and welled him until they either stopped it or he got him out of there. Because when he hit him, he definitely knew he had the power to hurt him. But anyway, that's just, one of the things that I wanted to talk about briefly. But back to Klitschko. I think he could and should come back because, he's not a party guy. He's not, you know what I mean? He's always in great shape, and I think he could beat a lot of these heavyweights now. You know what I'm saying? He is a rarity. He is like Mayweather. He is like Pacquiao. These guys, their B game are better than a lot of guys' A game currently fighting. And Klitschko, I think, is in that same pool of fighters that regardless of how old he is, because how old is Klitschko? 42? 43. I think he's 42, turning 43. You know what I mean? He was definitely 41 in March when he fought Joshua, right? So, and that puts you back. He was 39 when he fought Fury, and honestly, I think he would have beat Fury on the second rematch. I just feel that way. I think this was a totally different Klitschko. You know what I mean? Even when they were going through those negotiations and stuff like that, I feel that, Klitschko, the way he was talking, his demeanor, his focus was in a different area. I don't think he would have been tricked by that bullshit that Fury was doing. You know what I mean? That the moving pivot, and the constant, changing positions like Fury knows how to do in the distance. I don't think that would have bothered him. I think he would have listened to his trainer, Emmanuel Stewart, and told him, like, hey, none of that pit-patting shit, man. Just get up there and throw the damn punches. Because, Emmanuel Lewis was one of the best trainers ever. And I remember when, he was when he was with Klitschko, they were a great team. And he brought out potential out of Wladimir that I don't think Wladimir knew he had. You know what I'm saying? So it was like this untapped, potential that only a trainer can do. Only one of those renowned trainers can do. You know what I'm saying? And then he would tell Klitschko stuff like that to get him fired up, because Klitschko is lackadaisical because he depends on his jab, his size, his reach, and his height. And a lot of times he would, he would do that jab and grab or that hook and grab, and it was a very fan friendly style, very annoying, very frustrating. I hated to see it. I used to hate Klitschko. That's why the heavyweight division went down, okay, when the Klitschkos had it. You know what I mean? That's my opinion. But a lot of people stopped watching heavyweight boxing, and we just really focused on welterweight, middleweight, so have you. So, but him fighting with Emmanuel Stewart, that particular guy had got him where he needed to be. You know what I'm saying? But him learning those things from the great trainers, made him one of the most dangerous heavyweights around. And I think with the long layoff, I feel that he would be able to come back and do some damage. We never seen a Joshua rematch, Joshua Klitschko. He didn't get the rematch. He decided not to. You know what I mean? He wanted Tyson Fury though, right? We all know what Tyson Fury did. There was no rematch, right? So, I would like to see what he does with Wilder, someone that has that one knockout power, but will that ever hit the target? Will he ever be successful in fighting someone like Klitschko? You know what I mean? So I feel that the equation is this. He had a long layoff after the Tyson Fury fight, had a great account of himself in the Joshua fight. If he comes back, it would be another long layoff. I think those layoffs, it does his body good. He has time to take a break from boxing, recoup, still stay physical or physically fit, but not the stress or the anxiety of just boxing and fighting constantly, because that does wear your body down over time, right? So it might be a good equation, for someone to take that layoff and to have that time to rest. You know what I mean? Because when you rest, that builds energy, because you reserve your energy when you rest. That's why it's important to rest, right? So, so if that theory is right, he should come back and make a great statement in the sport of boxing, win, lose, or draw. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about this video. Let me know if you think Klitschko will ever come back. And if he can, what will he do? Anyhow, this is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.